Hey everybody, my name is Jennifer. This is Metatron speaking. I have a message today from God. Um, when I went to write down the message, I wrote down, because I read it in my notes, I wrote down God and a little colon because I was going to write down whatever he said next. And I heard the song that he plays for me with the word raw in it over and over again. So I was like, I know, raw, I got it. um, so this is what Ra or God or Creator says. The body withers away in time. Do not worry about how it looks. It must constantly change, just like everything else. Instead, think about what adventures you still want to have. It does not matter your age. It does not matter how late you realize things that are so important to you now. Perhaps you were not ready before this moment. Perhaps the world was not ready before this moment. Timing is crucial. I am a master of timing. I take great joy in delivering conclusions and punchlines at the most impactful moments. You cannot control my timing, but you can control yours. You can control the timing of your actions. When you hear my voice or sense my call, what do you do? Do you think, no, not me? Do you think, well, if this is real, if this is true, he will keep telling me, this will keep happening? The second time you feel that intuition that I am directing you to something, someone, somewhere, what do you do? Do you say, now is not a good time? Do you say, but I'm afraid, and not make a move? My opportunities to you are timed perfectly. When you hesitate, when you stall, you miss out on the impact of that original plan. When you wait until your angels seem urgent, that is because you've waited too long already. When you feel pulled to take a class or do something for someone, do it the first time you feel the call. The most benefit, the most power is behind that first call. Can the opportunity come back around? Yes, but not as glorious as the first opportunity. The first opportunity is not a solitary event. It is woven into a chain of events designed for you to quickly move you through growth and closer to the things you want. When you don't take action the first time, you lose the first opportunity and everything else that was attached to it. You lose an entire pathway in that timing. Your guides will build those opportunities again for you, but it may be slower the next time. It may be less grand. The more you take action at the time you are called, the more we can line up the right opportunities for you. If you are ready, if you act when you sense something is right for you, we can move your storyline along quickly. We can take you through growth that takes decades in months. We can build with you the future you long for. You came here to heal. Yes, you incarnated on Earth right now into these difficult situations to finally heal. The tools are at humanity's fingertips now. Your consciousness is rising to a place where it is more recognized that healing of this lifetime and others is paramount. This is the lifetime that things finally heal. Impossible hurts, impossibly deep pain. We can help you process this more efficiently than any other time in this planet's history. Emotional pain is what holds you back. It is what makes you hesitate to trust hesitate to act, hesitate to love. Those blocks never belonged there in the first place. See who you can be without your trauma. You started believing that this is part of who you are, but it's not. Your soul is a joyful, elated, bright, fearless thing. It only knows how to love completely. It loves fun. Your soul is not serious. No one's is. That's a behavior learned on Earth. Okay, so that is the end of his message. What I have for you along with this message is a crystal grid. And the crystal grid has been named the road opener or road opener. So the purpose of this crystal grid is to help open up new roads and new opportunities for each person. And of course, it's going to look different, very different for each person, depending on where you're at and what that next road might be for you. What's really, and here's the thing, because we say, oh, road opener, or let's open up opportunities, let's open up new pathways for people. What it really comes down to is the willpower or the will of the person to step forward onto those paths. So that's what the crystal grid's really going to be about, because we always have these pathways open to us. We just mentally kind of close them off. No, not me. I'm not the right person for that. I would love to do that, but I don't know how, and it would be so hard to learn, or whatever the case may be. It'd be so hard to get published. It'd be so hard to make a career out of that. Whatever it is, the excuses we tell ourselves. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look at this crystal grid together, and let's open up some roads. Okay, so here is our grid that we're going to be working with. It's called the road opener. I have some Amanda Ellis sprays I'm going to be using as well. Um, Funny thing that I actually notice this every time I do a crystal grid with you guys, but this is the first time I'm going to say it. It's kind of funny, but it's obviously no coincidence that every single time I do a crystal grid, the Amanda Ellis sprays that end up getting chosen always have the same colors that were used in the crystal grid. And I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm choosing stones intuitively, and I'm picking which sprays that he specifically tells me to use. The gold color on this is the same as the gold on this background. Like, it just shows you the power of color, and also how consistent Metatron is with his use of color as a tool and as a magical tool, really. And now I'm like actually looking at this quartz that I have here. It's a clear quartz, but it actually has inclusions that are both red and gold on here. And that is just no coincidence whatsoever. So again, this is a road opener crystal grid. So this is designed to open roads for you. Now, most people, the block to their road is not this external force that's keeping them from doing what they want. For most people, that roadblock is yourself, unfortunately. But fortunately, because that's actually the easiest thing to resolve, right? We have control over ourselves, we have power over ourselves. So let's take a look at these sprays from Amanda Ellis, because these are going to help us release the blocks that we put on ourselves. This first spray is Golden Citrine. It's meant for the solar plexus chakra, which is the source of all your willpower, your sovereignty, your confidence. Same reason I chose this candle over here. This is actually my Leo the Lion bravery candle over here. So that's why we have this guy burning with the gold speckles in him. I'm going to go ahead and spray Amanda Ellis's spray. So the solar plexus and not believing in ourselves is a massive roadblock for many of us. So let's release our doubts today, our self-doubt, our self-judgment, the ways we block ourselves, the way we criticize ourselves and talk down to ourselves so that we don't believe we can do anything. We're going to release that today. You want this last? No, you want this next. Okay. Next one is sunrise, new dawn. Check out those colors. It's like we're going from gold and we're blending right into the yellow, orange, and red. So all of these are your lower chakras, referencing sunrise, new dawn. So very symbolic because a new road is a new beginning. A new road is a new opportunity. It can be a massively different experience. It can be just one little area of your life that you're opening up to something new. New dawn, new beginning. Spray this one. Smells amazing. If you are going through a time in your life where you could really use some support on a new journey, man, this is a good spray. I'll put Amanda Ellis's website information in the description so you guys have it. The next one, Cosmos Element Expand. The reason we're using this one is because our ideas of what we're capable of are so much smaller than what we're capable of. We are capable of everything, literally everything and anything. And yet, we have this tight little box that we put ourselves in. We think we only have these certain skill sets and we're only good at these things. And we just have so many limitations we place on ourselves. So, the point of this is to expand your mind, expand your ideas of yourself and what you can do. See yourself as the divine being you are. See yourself as Creator sees you, as your guides see you. And whenever I see this spray, because it says Cosmos Element and expand, I always think of like expanding your mind to the size of the universe. Like try to stretch it out to fill up the whole cosmos, because that's where it should be. We have it all confined within our tiny little skulls, but we need to be stretching it out much farther. This crystal grid, by the way, is the crystal grid that I use as the picture of one of our services on my website. So if you're not familiar with the service that it's on, it's called Spiritual Journey Consultation. And I thought this was really appropriate for that because on our spiritual journey, the one thing we want to do is feel like we have open roads, feel like we have choices, feel like we have lots of different journeys to choose from. So if you're ever interested in that service, it's basically having a conversation with me for either 30 minutes or 60 minutes, and I will have a conversation with my guides or your guides and get you as many answers as I can to specific questions that you have that may help you on your journey. If you're building a business, if you're trying to figure out what creative endeavors may be best suited to you, or if you have anything about your journey, specific questions, I can spend however much time, either the 30 minutes or the 60 minutes, and get answers for you as much as possible. Okay, so this grid, I am activating this right now. If you've been watching this, you've seen the grid enough to have it be effective for you. Um, I'll have it on our website, not only as the picture for our um, spiritual journey consultation, but I'll also have it added to the crystal grid section of the website. And that way, if you want to look at it at a later point, you always can. Metatron wants me to add something to this right now. He doesn't normally do this. I normally know what I'm going to say before I turn on my video, but he's saying he wants affirmations with this. So let's try to do one affirmation for each of these sprays. So, golden citrine, the solar plexus chakra. I'm just trying to tune in for him for the exact words he wants. I am worthy of all journeys. I am worthy of all journeys. I am open to try new things. I am open to try new things. There are no limits to what I can do. There are no limits to what I can do. All right. That is what he wanted. Everything's good now. Okay. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.